have access to the 20% reduction, which is 12 plus the HST. My question is very simple. Will all northern and rural customers qualify for the promised 12% delivery charge reduction?
Minister of Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the honourable member for his question. As we said all along, families in rural and remote communities that have been qualifying for the RRP will continue to get the RRP. If the families don't have the RRP, they get the 8%, Mr. Speaker. So the one thing that we're very proud of is we're making sure that the RRP that has never increased is now going to $45 a month or 20% on an average bill, Mr. Speaker. We're making sure that the families that are in Northern Ontario, that are in rural parts of our province, Mr. Speaker, can save as much as possible. It's difficult, Mr. Speaker, for me to actually have a broad sweep with all people because everyone has a different designation on their bill, Mr. Speaker. The important thing to recognize is every family will be getting at least 8% right across the province, Mr. Speaker, and those families that are in northern parts or rural parts, Mr. Speaker, they will get the 20%. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Speaker, my question is again to the Premier. This morning, in a response, she said there will be a 12% reduction for rural communities. She didn't say rural and remote. She said rural communities. The minister now says he's backtracking a bit because several times in this House it was 20% for everyone. So there's 1.8 million people in rural Ontario, but apparently only 300,000 will be getting the rebate. Wow. So the full rebate. So people need to know, will the Premier tell people who were promised but won't be getting it? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So now it's a debate among semantics. Rural, remote, northern, Mr. Speaker. I know the folks in Northern Ontario don't like being called rural, but you know what, Mr. Speaker?
Those last ones usually get you in trouble. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, 330,000 families in the rural or remote or northern parts of our province will be getting the benefit of 20% on their bills. We've been saying this all along, Mr. Speaker, and we recognize, even the Financial Accountability Officer has come out with a report, Mr. Speaker, that says we recognize that some families in these parts of our province are seeing higher costs of their electricity bill on the delivery charge. That percentage, Mr. Speaker, that goes directly towards lowering that piece. But the Financial Accountability Officer also said, Mr. Speaker, that on average, we're right in the middle of the pack when it comes to our rates right across this country, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.